But think of it, grocery prices are down, gasoline prices are down, and we're down just in time. $1, we had numerous states, $1.98 a gallon, just in time for Memorial Day weekend. How about that?
American dream is looking more like a nightmare for some working families.
Am I seeing things, or did a Fox News show just open with the line, is the American dream turning into a nightmare for working families? When Fox is saying things like this, you know things are bad.
New research finding that the lifetime cost of hitting the traditional milestones, things like home ownership, retirement, kids' college, healthcare, weddings, cars, vacations, etc., now totals a staggering $5 million. And here's the kicker. Americans haven't gotten any richer over the last 5 years. Wages flat, savings weak, costs through the roof. Kenny, when I just have conversations with real people about how they're feeling, they don't focus on the inflation rate or the data or a lot of the stuff that we talk about in the technical aspect of the markets here.
Right.
What they tell me is this: you've seen prices go up, this rate of inflation, okay, that's come down, but the prices never came down.
Right.
And I didn't make more money. And so the value of my dollar essentially deflated.
Fox News can't even pretend that things are going well for the everyday American, despite the fact that they control both the White House and Congress, and Trump keeps on basically doing whatever he wants to do despite what the law says. But when it comes to working Americans, when it comes to people doing things like affording a house, affording college, affording groceries, Trump doesn't do much. All of a sudden, he's powerless. All of a sudden, Mike Johnson is powerless. Fox News admitting here how hard it is for people, saying that the American dream costs $5 million. This obviously is unattainable. But what did the Republicans do instead? They passed that big, awful bill that just made things worse, cutting healthcare for millions of people, which not only devastate those millions of people who actually have health issues that they need healthcare for, but it also devastates the cities and the communities and the states, because then hospitals don't have enough money, doctors don't have enough money, healthcare for everybody hurts, except for the ultra rich who have a way of always getting what they want. That big, awful bill cut healthcare. It cut things like money for children's lunches, and instead gave tax cuts to the ultra rich. We all see in real time their priorities, and they're doing nothing about it. All of a sudden, they're powerless. The fact is instead of actually trying to solve the problem, they distract and make it all about somebody who's come into this country, an immigrant who's coming into this country also to trying to get the American dream. They're saying housing prices go up because of that. Housing prices aren't going up because immigrants are coming to this country. Housing prices are going up because private equity bought up all the houses after the 2008 market crash, when everybody had to sell their homes because of the bankruptcy and the mortgage issues. Private equity came in and have bought so many homes that is why housing has gone up, because they don't buy and sell like a typical homeowner. This is just another investment stream, and it keeps prices artificially inflated because it keeps homes off of the market. And they don't just do it in 2008. They do it anytime that there's a natural disaster. They do it in Maui. They do it in California. They do it in Florida. They do it across the country. But Republicans aren't calling out private equity because those are their friends. It's gotten so bad that even Fox cannot ignore it.
Family holds about a quarter of the tokens out there. They can't sell them. But now that the token has launched on the public markets, we have a valuation for it. The Wall Street Journal says this token is the family's most valuable asset, exceeding their property portfolio.
But they can't sell those tokens. They can't do it.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Correct. Not yet.
My goodness me. $5 billion?
Eye-popping numbers. He is the crypto president, the first one ever. A lot of crypto-friendly legislation regulation.
What it amounts to is it's crypto-friendly legislation coming from the President of the United States, who is in turn cashing in on the crypto phase, personally, his family.
Conflict of interest. They say no, but that's how it appears.
That's true.
And let me also say, it's not just the, quote, usual suspects, end quote, sounding the alarm on snap cuts. A couple of weeks ago, I went on my 15th annual farm tour across 12 farms in central and western Massachusetts. Over and over again, I heard from farmers about how they're bracing for these drastic SNAP cuts. Why? Because you can only buy food with SNAP benefits. And who grows that food? Our farmers, like my constituents. They're already seeing the abrupt cancellation of USDA programs that support the purchase of fresh local produce for schools and food banks. Not only did these cancellations reduce the amount of healthy fruits and veggies going to people in need, it took income away from our farmers. The very real and impending SNAP cuts are just another economic hit to our farmers. Madam Speaker, we're not operating in anything resembling business as usual right now. Republicans have ripped apart the long-standing Farm Bill coalition between nutrition and farming interests. The big ugly bill decimated modest yet meaningful SNAP benefits, all to give more tax breaks to the ultra-wealthy and well-connected. Madam Speaker, you either want to end hunger or you don't. And Trump and his Republican cronies in Congress have clearly chosen to make hunger worse. We cannot stand idly by while hunger is made worse in this country, the richest country in the world.
The CEO of McDonald's is talking about our two-tiered economic system, the economic system that is apparent for anybody paying attention. The fact that people have to work multiple jobs just to pay their basic bills. And then on the other hand, you have Tesla approving a $900 billion pay package for Elon Musk if he meets certain goals, as if there are no employees working for Tesla other than Elon Musk. This two-tiered system is obviously exacerbated by what Trump did in the budget bill. The CEO of McDonald's says that they are seeing double-digit decrease in people buying their food and that people are skipping breakfast. This is what happens when you don't have enough money to buy food. And of course, it's not just McDonald's. We're seeing what's happening with the SNAP benefits. In addition to cutting healthcare, they are cutting the SNAP benefits, the food assistant programs. And according to the Department of Agriculture, they are putting out guidance, already starting to implement those cuts. And as soon as this fall, we are going to see families with less money in their pockets to buy food in the richest country in America. In a country where a company wants to pay nearly $1 trillion to a CEO for their pay, not being able to help people with their food. This is in addition to cutting the children lunch programs at their schools as well. According to the Congressional Budget Office, nonpartisan in nature, something that has always given us number year after year after year, there will be 4 million families losing the money, this aid that they need to buy food. And it isn't going to include families with children, older adults, people with disabilities, veterans, basically the most vulnerable communities in our country, those who need the assistance the most. We see the farmers out there asking for their deficit to be fixed by the federal government, because that's what Trump did during his first term when he imposed far less tariffs the first time around. And of course, the farmers were hit, predictably, but the government bailed out those farmers by billions of dollars. This time around, in addition to the tariffs causing increased grocery prices, which means that any SNAP benefits are even going to just get less groceries, you also are seeing in tandem, literally cutting those SNAP benefits in order to give the subsidies to the oil and gas companies, to the ultra rich, and if Trump has his way, even to those farmers. Take a listen to the CEO of McDonald's just talking about the reality that is facing his company, but that, of course, is being replicated throughout the entire country.
Two-tier economy. If you're upper income, earning over $100,000, things are good. Stock markets are near all-time highs. you're feeling quite confident about things. You're seeing international travel, all those barometers of upper income consumers are doing quite well. What we see with middle and lower income consumers is actually a different story. It's that consumers under a lot of pressure. In our industry, traffic for lower income consumers is down double digits. And it's because people are either choosing to skip a meal. So we're seeing breakfast. People are actually skipping breakfast, or they're choosing to just eat at home. And
thanks for watching. Be sure to add the MeidasTouch podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts for new updates every single day.